Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, AEA seeks to extend MOSAIC NPRM comment period. New board of Bob Hoover Legacy Foundation meets and bills future agenda. Vertical Aerospace ascribes VX4 mishap to rotor bonding issue. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. AEA seeks to extend MOSAIC NPRM comment period. Recently, the FAA published its proposal for the modernization of Special Airworthiness Certification, or MOSAIC. The proposal's primary purpose is to expand the definition and number of aircraft eligible for future certification as an LSA, and expand also the authority and opportunities of those individuals certificated as sport pilots under Part 60 of the FARs. Notwithstanding the buzz MOSAIC has occasioned amongst pilots and aeronautical stakeholders, little mention has been made of the FAA's intention under MOSAIC to amend 9 discrete regulations. Moreover, the docket includes 17 supporting documents, including 2 draft ACs, 129 footnotes, 26 Federal Register sites, and 7 policy documents equating to well over 1,000 pages of information. The NPRM proposes to amend 14 CFR Parts 1, 21, 22, 36, 43, 45, 61, 65, 91, and 119. While the public's focus has remained largely fixed on the expanded sport pilot privileges and limitations and the weight and performance increases of the light sport aircraft, the Aircraft Electronics Association has focused primarily on the following 3 areas. Continued airworthiness, the impact of the proposal on the GA maintenance industry, replacement of parts and accessories, and alterations and modifications. Personnel, LSA repairmen, maintenance privileges and limitations, and impact on workforce development. And repetitive rulemaking, Part 23 rewrite versus MOSAIC. The AEA, in conjunction with a number of industry partners, has requested a 90-day extension on the MOSAIC NPRM comment period. And after the break, Marilyn Lovell, wife of astronaut Jim Lovell, passes at 93.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Marilyn Lovell, wife of astronaut Jim Lovell, passes at 93. Marilyn Lovell, wife of renowned NASA astronaut and Apollo 13 commander Jim Lovell, passed away peacefully in Lake Forest, Illinois on August 27, 2023. Mrs. Lovell departed life surrounded by her devoted husband of 71 years and loving family. Marilyn and Jim married on June 6, 1952, immediately following his graduation from the Academy. The ensuing year saw Mrs. Lovell function as the consummate naval officer's wife and later as an active member of the original Astronauts' Wives Club, via which she tirelessly promoted her husband's NASA career. USAF 162nd Wing to train Ukrainian pilots to fly the F-16. The U.S. will begin training Ukrainian F-16 pilots within 2 months, so stated Pentagon Press Secretary USAF Brigadier General Pat Ryder. Ryder cited no specific numbers, but set forth Ukrainian F-16 pilot and maintenance trainees would number several and dozens, respectively. Previously, Ryder stated the U.S. would participate in the training of Ukrainian F-16 pilots and maintainers only if the Netherlands and Denmark, the nations providing the U.S.-built fighter jets to Kyiv, exceeded their capacities to provide subject training. Sikorsky to build 35 CH-53K helicopters for U.S. Navy. The U.S. Navy has awarded Sikorsky a $2.7 billion contract to build and deliver 35 additional CH-53K helicopters, the largest procurement to date of the heavy-lift multi-mission rotorcraft. The agreement includes 12 U.S. Marine Corps Lot 7 aircraft, 15 U.S. Marine Corps Lot 8 aircraft, and 8 aircraft for Israel. Deliveries of subject aircraft will commence in 2026. uAvionix and Civil Air Patrol test low-altitude ADS-B network stand-in. The Civil Air Patrol's Virginia wing has helped uAvionix test out a DO-260B compliant dual-band ADS-B receiver network to supplement FAA sensor data, bearing out the new system's benefit under the National Radar Analysis Team mission to shorten rescue times. Volunteers all over Virginia state have helped to find and assess receiver sites to install small, lightweight flight station ADS-B receivers designed to pick up and relay transponder data from nearby aircraft. The network helps increase resolution at lower altitudes, greatly enhancing the quality of positional data for low-flying general aviation aircraft. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. New board of Bob Hoover Legacy Foundation meets and builds future agenda. The Bob Hoover Legacy Foundation Board of Directors has formally met for the first time after expanding its leadership team and prepping for an upgraded mission. The foundation was previously led by Michael Herman, Brian Cochran, Joan Cochran, James C. Kidrick, and Executive Director Jim Campbell. Recently added to the board by a unanimous vote were former AOPA President Phil Boyer, Cirrus Design founder Alan Klapmeier, and retired Sun & Fun Aerospace Expo President and CEO John Lights Leenhouts. The foundation recently resumed its scholarship program in cooperation with the Aerospace Center of Excellence. These two awards provided $10,000 to 2 flight students who are currently pursuing their commercial pilot certificate. Both students received scholarships for private pilot training through the James C. Ray Flight Training Scholarship, which is also administered by ACE. Marilyn Rodriguez, one of the awardees, recently completed her instrument rating practical test and has already begun commercial pilot training. Aiden Hughes, another awardee, is getting ready to begin commercial pilot training following his recent successful completion of the instrument rating practical test. The foundation also voiced its support for the new Association of Professional Warbird Operators, seeing this effort as a necessary step to safely preserving and operating historic military aircraft that were so treasured and appreciated by Mr. Hoover throughout his incredible career. And coming up after these messages, Vertical Aerospace ascribes VX4 mishap to rotor bonding issue.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Backcountry flying to us is our playground. For us, it's how we access the things we like to do. It's just our lifestyle. We exclusively use the Hartzell Voyager prop, and it's proved to be just a great combination for what we do. What it's doing, it's helping us all have better performing airplanes. Man, it feels a lot better clearing trees by 50 feet versus 20 feet. I don't ever see myself not flying.
Welcome back. Vertical Aerospace ascribes VX4 mishap to rotor bonding issue. Vertical Aerospace has detailed how their VX4 eVTOL prototype suffered an accident during a test flight at Gloucestershire, England's Cotswold Airport. The company set forth in its SEC filing, quote, "Our flight test program is designed to establish the limits of the aircraft's performance, and the incident occurred during an uncrewed test of the aircraft's maneuverability during a motor failure test scenario, which is a key requirement to progress to crewed operations," end quote. On August 31st, Vertical Aerospace reported the flight testing mishap had been attributed to a material bonding issue with one of the vehicle's rotors. The company explained, quote, "The early generation propeller had already been redesigned prior to the incident, with the issue fully resolved ahead of the next phase of testing. Further recommendations by the investigation team are being implemented by Vertical," end quote. The described fault derived ostensibly of a load imbalance resulted of the intentional disabling of another of the VX4's electrical propulsion units. The sudden and dramatic shifting of the aircraft's mass and the lift-generating aerodynamic phenomena by which it was then borne aloft occasioned the failure of a supporting pylon structure. Vertical's engineering team asserted proprietary technologies, including the VX4's high voltage and battery systems, performed nominally during the incident. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.